Are you stuck waiting for confidence before you take action on that thing that you know you need to move forward on? In today's video, we're going to look at how we've got this whole confidence before action thing totally the wrong way around, and why you have to take action first. So if you know that you've been sitting there waiting to take action on this big thing that you know you need to move forward on, and you're waiting for confidence to show up, then let's have a chat. So we assume that we first have to gain confidence before we take action, when in fact, we have to take action first so that we can gain the experience and so gain confidence. And that's how easy it is to get caught in that bind. Action is actually the precondition to confidence. You don't get confidence to move. You move and then you grow confidence, not the other way around. And so waiting to gain confidence before you move forward will hold you back. And here are the 4 reasons why. So firstly, waiting to grow confidence is going to keep you in your comfort zone a lot longer than you need to, because confidence is actually born in your stretch zone. It's born in that zone where you're not quite comfortable doing the thing, but you do it anyway. It's kind of like riding a bike. You can sit on the sidelines and look at other people riding, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking about, you could fall over, you can scrape your knee, you can hurt yourself. Until you actually get on that bike and start riding, the fear of that, the fear of falling, the fear of messing up is never going to go away. It isn't until you actually get on the bike and start learning what balance feels like, how you need to have that momentum, which is scary in itself, to keep going, and then, learn how to balance yourself, that you're actually going to grow that confidence. Sitting on the sidelines, it's never going to happen. If you waited until you were free of all fear, you would never have ridden that bike. And so taking action means that you allow your confidence to grow. And in the same way as that confidence is growing, your fear will slowly start to dissipate. And that's normal, because our brains are wired for safety. Our brains are wired to keep us safe. Anything that looks like a threat, our brain is going to be like, no, girl, don't do that. And this is why we have to take action, because taking action means that we can start putting in new safety measures for our brain. So what it first thought was the safety measure, you take action, you push that up. So now you've got a new safety threshold, because sitting, waiting for our brain to be safe with something that we haven't tried will be sitting there forever. And that leads us into our second point, because whilst you sit and you wait for confidence, all that happens is that it leads you into a cycle of procrastination. And then you literally start putting everything off, applying for the job, speaking up, starting a new business, all the things that you really want to move forward on, taking part in projects that you know you'll be great at. You start saying, I need another certificate. I need more experience. I need more time. It's not going to be good enough. And you could end up being the person who sits there and prepares and writes to-do lists and has all of the things written down as to how you should do it, but you don't actually make a move to start doing it. And when you take action, it means that you can break that period of stagnation and you can start building in momentum. Thirdly, how would you know that the thing isn't going to work unless you actually do it? And so taking action means that you could now start building proof. And when you've got proof because you've tested it, you can review it and you can grow it and you can tweak it and you can see what actually works. Every time you take action, you deposit into your experience bank. But if you're waiting for your confidence to grow first, you're never going to be able to have the experience to know whether or not it was actually going to work. And so all that waiting around for your confidence to grow before you take action means that your self-esteem will gradually become eroded. And even without taking action, you start feeling that you're incapable, you start feeling that you're not good enough, and your brain will actually believe that because you're telling it that. And all of that because you didn't have the confidence to take a step. So how do you break that cycle of procrastination and avoid sitting there for sometimes years on end not doing the thing you want to do because you're waiting for confidence to appear? Firstly, start before you feel 100% ready. Sometimes you have to take that step. You have to do it messy. You have to do it before you feel ready. You just have to get started and you build momentum on the way. It's not the ideal thing, but see it as those people that step onto the train and they're halfway done and they're standing there, they're on their way to work, but they're putting on their mascara, and before they get off at their station, they've got a full face of makeup, their hair is done, and they're ready for work. If they had stayed at home waiting to be perfect, they probably would have been having a whole different conversation with their manager about why they were late. But nah, they ran out the door, they were not ready, and they got ready on the way. And sometimes that's what we have to do with our businesses, our dreams, and our goals. We have to go out when we're not ready, when it's not perfect, and get started, and we build on the way. Secondly, that phrase, feel the fear and do it anyway, I think the book is by Susan Jeffers. Definitely, we have to do it scared, with our heart thumping, with the butterflies in our stomach. I always say that if you're not feeling the butterflies, something's wrong. So reframe that fear as excitement. See it as you being on the brink of a breakthrough, and do it even though you feel those knots in your stomach. Because when you push past and you see that it wasn't as scary as you thought it was, when you start seeing results, that's when you know that you're on the brink of growth. And it really tells you that there was nothing to be scared of. You just needed to get started. And number three, start small. Many times we scare ourselves because we're looking at the bigger picture. And that can be overwhelming. We're looking at all of the things that we have to do when you really just need to look at what is the next thing that I need to do to get past where I am right now. Small, manageable steps will boost your confidence. And even though it might feel small, and this is where sometimes we go wrong because we think, can't do that, because what is that going to do? It's just too small. Even though it's small, it's movement in the right direction, as opposed to sitting there and waiting until everything comes together and until you find the confidence, which is never going to happen, and you're never going to be able to move forward. Take small, manageable steps. That is action, that is momentum, that is movement. And that will give you the proof you need that it is safe to move forward rather than standing still. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, boy, that is me. That's me sitting there waiting until I'm confident enough to move. And you know what? I haven't moved and this confidence thing is not shifting for me. Then here is what you can do next. Don't just sit there with that insight that you've got, because it can be quite isolating. There is support available. I've created a school community for people who are done with sitting around waiting for confidence and want to start moving and building with action. And this is with support. This is with structure. This is with real conversations, not with pressure and not with a hustle mentality. Inside the community, we're taking small actionable steps together. You get guidance, you get accountability, and it's a safe space where you don't have to come in and pretend that you've got it all figured out. We're showing up in confidence, we are building our brand, and we are creating multiple streams of income. So if you're ready to stop overthinking and you're ready to start building confidence by actually doing, then come join us. The link is below. All you have to do is take the first step and confidence will come find you. Until the next video, bye.